Welcome. We're back. We're on the best universe, and this is MushroomFleet. And we're going to do a little bit of a roundup because we've done all kinds of stuff since the last appearance. So thank you for joining. Thank you for coming and tuning in or watching later. Or if you're watching the abridged highlight, which will probably make its way to YouTube shortly. What you're looking at right now are not old Smedits, but new Smedits. That's right. Joe Jaquinta has come out of retirement and he's refactored a new version for us. It's still in development, but as you can see, it's converting OBJs just fine. We actually tried making our own FBXs and then converting them. You can use Blender to do the conversion if you don't have software. And like I said, these are some old Gundam models which I converted once before. And they're just sculptures. So yeah, basically, I'm here at my base, and I just wanted to do a quick rundown on some of the stuff we've been up to. So, unless I've mentioned it before, up top, we got the Space Crew project, which we're still working on. So, unfortunately, not yet ready. It's got its stage weapons and a few more interiors, but there's going to be more on that soon. Okay. We introduced our first custom currency, like the old deltas from the old shogunate. And unfortunately, as soon as everyone bought in, the ducat economy crashed to zero. Because there was a new StarMade update, that's right, for the first time in 18 months or more. StarMade hit us with an update and temporarily broke the XML, which is the old, well, the way that you bring custom blocks in. So anyway, unfortunately my ducat mint can't make ducats, but the mod launcher is now included in the current version of StarMade, so we can now start messing around with some of the mods. And two of the first mods which we put on our test server would be the extra effects mod and real debris, which adds sort of drops in game when you're shooting at things. We see that as a pretty good mod, but we haven't evaluated it fully, so all the changes that we're doing are going to be on the dev server so we can mess around with them without affecting general population. Now, what you're looking at here is my grill farm. So all it does is it takes goods in from either the top there or over there where that container is docked. The container obviously goes on my salvager, and then this little yellow ship here is a tug. But basically, this whole station is just making grills and then stockpiling crystal composite for the ducat mod, which is complete. Yelby has written it for us. We're really impressed with how quick we managed to get it up. Just waiting on it being approved. But the testing checked out. You won't be able to get them in creative mode. That's removed by design. You're only able to get them from a basic factory by crafting them. It's likely that the mod will receive some updates. So, but like I said, the mod works really well and we can't wait to show it off on the server. Obviously it'll be on the test server first. Currently it's only running the extra effects for explosions and things like that, and the real debris. Okay. So, we did try to reduce ranges, and I'm going to cut to a little discussion on that on the edited version of this video, so it won't be on this live stream, it's too long. But I will include the discussion I had with some of the staff regarding the AI behavior, because a lot of people had feedback for us on AI behavior, and it is something that we can do. So we made changes to bring the AI in a bit, because they all seem to be between 6 and 12 kilometers away. We brought that down to 3 and 6, and it was still deemed every engagement is a long range engagement, so people wanted those short range engagements back. And to that end, the test server is now testing our new values which aim to bring everything in. Now, obviously on the edited video, right about now, there'll be a infographic showing the new weapon ranges, all to scale. So this makes up where it's at on the dev server right now. Oh my god, make it smaller. Make it smaller. But not squidgy. Now this is to scale. And this is drastic. Going from 12k to 2k will be drastic to some long-time players who have been active in the last few months. But we've also adjusted the engagement range to be 0.75. So if an AI had a range of 1,000, it'll try to get to 750. All of this is aimed at getting things closer. Now, you might say, well, what if my ship's bigger than 1,000 meters? Well, that's more than our server limit, so it's irrelevant where we are, and that's why we're gearing things towards our players. Okay. And like I said, we can move any of these. Not a problem. But what this means is missile beam is still the longest range. You'll notice that the weapon combos are actually the same because it's proportionally the same as before, just shrunk down to try and encourage more close range engagements. And what we're going to do now is we're going to swap over to the test server. I'm going to invite a few people to speak if they want to. Okay, so basically today I just wanted to give you guys a little highlight of a discussion that we had on the weapon balance on our server, because obviously we wanted to do things to taste. So let's just take a little look at that. Alright boys, so yeah, I've got my super secret cutting edge research and planning software up. Can we see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, that's Zero and Sandbag, welcome. So basically I thought that we would share a highlight of this. So yeah. What we're going to do is we're just going to, on this table, this is the table of weapons. So I'm just literally going to type cannon, beam, missile. Right. And what I'm going to ask you for is there's things we want in here. We're talking about ranges today, aren't we? Specifically.
Yeah. Ranges and other values.
Ranges and other interesting values for sure. So basically, let's just go through. I'm going to put in the bottom right what each is. So this would be, this one is cannon. So this is rapid fire, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, cannon beam is long range cannon, right? Would you say, what would you say? Yes. Artillery?
Long range or artillery?
Just say artillery. Hey guys, it's not cannon. I keep typing it cannon. That's my bad.
I wasn't going to say anything about the one at the top.
I just realised. Don't worry about it. You can all laugh at canon. Okay.
Well, by the time we're done, it will be canon on our server.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Canonical weapons. So, what is beam cannon?
Oh, beam.
Is that constant? Is that constant beam?
Old used to be a continuous laser. I got to look at what it is now.
I think it's constant beam. So it's always firing a beam. We're going to identify what niche these are supposed to fill and then more aptly fill them for our community, because we do things a little bit differently here, as we found. But that's fine. It's not drastic.
The stat in the game doesn't...
Basically, the things people complain about...
right with the...
a lot of the things people complain about, like engagement range and things like that, and they're just being too far away, etc., I think it's a more complicated issue than just one stat, which is why we're going to take a more holistic look at it today. So, what was missile? Sorry.
Unguided bombs.
Ah, bombs. Well, actually, it's a nuke, but let's just say bomb. I'll say nuke right now, because that's what it is in the current vanilla.
Yeah.
Ignores shields, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So, let's look at range. Now, I just want to look at this as if it has a base range, does this combo make it less or more? That's all I want to know. So then I can literally go range plus or range minus. Yeah?
That I think we can do.
Cool. Because then we'll look at it without numbers and see where it's at. So What do we think? Range plus or minus? Or for
Range
rapid
minus.
fire? Minus.
Range minus.
Okay, range minus. Cannon beam?
Cannon beam, range plus.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe even plus.
I wouldn't go as far as.
Let's just say
looking
plus
at
for
the
now.
actual value.
Yeah, we
just
can add.
range
We can
plus.
add if we want. We can add another plus. It's fine. But for now, just plus or minus. So, cannon missile. What the?
Minus minus.
Who somehow got an IP address? Dox myself. No, it's just a
Range,
it's
double
only the
minus.
test server. It's fine.
Well, right now it is double minus, yes.
Well, just range minus. Just for now, range
Yes,
minus.
Range minus.
Yeah, that's all we want. All right. Beam. Cannon. Wait. Beam cannon.
Minus.
Okay. Beam. Beam.
Plus.
Yeah, that should be a plus.
Okay. Missile. Sorry. Beam missile.
Minus.
Do you know what? I'm just going to sort of do something here because I'm a dumbass. Oh wow, look at the technology, man. Come on. So good.
The forbidden eraser.
Be careful, mate. It's powerful. For God's sake. Right, what is it? Plus or minus?
Beam
Plus.
is a plus.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Alright. Missile cannon?
Plus.
Plus.
Surprisingly enough.
That is surprising. That is very surprising. Okay. Missile beam?
Equal.
Just equals.
It is technically equal. It technically has a negative value. Looking
Really?
at the configs. Yeah, it has a negative value, but bombs are weird. Oh no, wait. Lock-on missiles is a plus.
Oh, is it?
No, it. Well, just check. Unless the stats in the game are wrong, it's equal.
Prime's here. Welcome, Prime. Okay, so if I just say plus and it'll be a bit wonky, that's okay. Alright, plus, and then finally, missile, range.
Plus.
Plus,
Actually,
plus.
that's written in the configs as a nerf. A
Really?
minus.
What?
Wait.
Again,
the
bombs are
ten-
weird. They operate on inertia. It's written as a minus.
Oh, yeah, true.
Oh wait, no.
yeah, true. It's
Minus,
inertia.
minus. It's actually nerf of
No,
6,
it's
so
actually,
divided by 6.
it's not range, it's inertia. He's right. Because you
Yeah.
spawn the
Then
bomb and it inherits.
Irrelevant.
Yeah,
Actually, the stunt is irrelevant.
it is, yeah, it's inertia.
Yeah. Range for bombs is actually based on the lifespan of the missile, which
Yeah.
is in
How
the
long
core
does it
missile
last? It's a
config.
bit more like
Yeah.
a torpedo in EVE Online, isn't it? Well, not a torpedo. You have missile, the amount of time it takes for it to explode, plus the speed which it flies at, and that determines your range. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got the speed of the bomb and its lifetime. That's how far it can go. So I'm just going to say inertia. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Now, what about the damage situation?
Okay, let me get back up to can.
Because that's the next thing that people... This is all vanilla, not what we're going to do. This is literally what we're looking at the config and we're going, huh, this is what it should be. Regardless of what it is, this is what it's saying it should be, right?
Alright, we have 3 elements for damage modifiers. We have style, linear, and value. Do you want style and linear? Ignoring value?
All we
Because
want
linear is
to
a
know, right, what we want to do is compare the base damage with the resulted damage in this combo. So what happens to the base damage when we make it rapid fire? Does it do nothing? So I'd say equals. Does it make it less damage because it's rapid fire? Right? Or does it go plus?
Alright, so-
do you know what I'm saying?
Alright,
I
so
only
we're
want
just focusing
relative
on style.
value. Yeah.
Okay. Rapid fire combo, it is a nerf.
It's a nerf. Okay, cannon beam.
That is a buff,
Okay.
and cannon missile is a buff as well.
Now, I know this is simple, but it's supposed to be a lookup table, because if we change it, we can make another lookup table, and you can go, it used to be this, and now it's this. Right? So it actually forms a nice guide for what we're intending to do here.
Right.
And we can discuss why we're doing it too. And then we can just link the video, and they're watching it now. How's it going, guys? So,
I will, let's see, for beam.
beam cannon.
Beam cannon. Additive damage. Skip. Equal value.
Okay. Now the next one. Beam. Beam.
Additive damage. Skip. Equal.
Okay. Beam missile.
Plus.
Nice. Missile cannon. I'm going through them
All
now.
missile types are a plus.
All of them.
Yes.
Interesting.
Missile should be a plus just because of the value.
Yeah, I know. Mate, to be honest, I've got something special for this one, okay?
Yeah. I mean,
Wait.
I know
It
we're
is
not really
paint.
supposed to be talking numbers, but to give an example, the lock-on missiles have a buff of 0.02 compared to the bombs, which have a buff value of 80.
80. So it's an 8, well, still 80 against, what was it? 0.21
Not 0.21.
buff
Yeah.
or 80.
And
yeah, that's why it's a bit overpowered,
Heat
guys.
Seekers do more damage, but at the same time, the damage is broken up over the swarm.
All right, so what other stats are there which we want to have? We could have could have style somewhere, or we could have I could have style next to the name if we want to do that. But probably reload time is just a division of damage, isn't it? So if you got more damage, you got more reload, right?
Yes, that is correct.
So that's okay. We don't really need to put that in. What are the other vital stats? Like, is there any power drain?
Projectile speed.
Projectile speed?
Yes.
Do you
Because some combinations make projectiles much faster.
Oh, didn't know that. I mean, I know the bomb is obviously slow moving because ships are limited in their speed, right? So you can only make a bomb go so fast, you know.
Well,
Unless you did unless you slingshot around a wormhole before you fire it. Oh God, I hope that doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm looking over the combinations now. The only one I'm seeing with any kind of speed modifier is actually the bombs, which for whatever reason it has a buff.
Probably to make the inertia feature work. Like you said, bombs are weird.
Probably. Yeah, they're very weird.
Okay, so so let's just pause. We've got the complete table now, so I am going to save it. Right, so let's just look at this a different way, because I think we've pretty much got this here with the range and the damage. We don't need to know the rest.
Yeah.
These are the niches these weapons occupy, right? So what I'm thinking is, what do we think the base for a cannon should actually be? A base cannon. Because right now, it's 4.5 kilometers. And it used to be 9. Until we reduced everything by half, which is it's gone a long way to fixing things. And I'm thinking we could reduce it more, all right? But that would make things like salvagers you'd have to be so close. So that means we're going to have to make some range changes to some of the support weapons, like the repair beam and the salvager beam. So I thought, well, if we're going to do that, we may as well look at everything. And that's why we're sitting here now. So if I was going to put on the table that we adjust the base values, right? And then we can determine what range minus should be, what range plus should be. Yeah. Because at the moment, 4.5 is too far. It's too far.
Yeah.
Because you never actually see what you're fighting. you're always just chasing something which is usually doing about 600 meters per second, kilometers and kilometers away from you. And even with 16,000 kilometers, even with 16,000 meter sectors, you're still having engagements
Still
that are,
having cannon fights in the range of
Yeah.
kilometers.
yeah. So it doesn't work. We need to radically change this to allow actual dogfighting, actual usable, so you can see what's going on. Because at the moment you can't see anything.
I mean, can you actually just change like individual weapons? Like,
Yeah, you can, but
each
the thing
range,
is,
each individual weapon.
yes, which is what I'm planning on doing. What I'm
Because
planning on,
ideally,
yeah. It used to be it used to be like 2 kilometers or something, or 1 kilometer and
Yeah,
500.
because
These numbers are very much longer than they used to be.
ideally the cannon's more of a close range weapon, isn't it?
Yeah, and close.
Point defense.
That's what I'm saying. And close range right now is 3 kilometers, which is why everyone is going, oh, the pirates always run away. No, they're just going to range with a short combo.
Yeah.
So I'm saying if we fix this and make this more satisfying, the AI will fall in line. Also, just before we get into
to be honest
numbers,
with you, I'd probably say 1k would be there.
1 kilometer.
Yeah, 1 kilometer, because then you're definitely going to be well within range.
Let's
You'll
just
be
say
able to
this.
dodge straight away.
Let's start putting some numbers in. We'll put some base values in, shall we?
Yeah. For cannon only, base cannon range, I'd
Yeah.
say take it from 4.5 to 2.
2. Oh, for base. Okay. Why 2?
Yeah.
Tell us your
Going off
reasoning.
of the config numbers.
Yeah.
Change it to a base of 2.
Okay. Yeah, because then it will be 1. I understand what you're doing there. Oh, no, wait. It will... No, wait. Right. Before it was 2,000, so it was multiplying all of these by 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we've set it to 1 in the config, it will actually be the number we put in. So if we put in
If
2,
we set
it'll
it
be
to
2.
1 yeah. If we set it to 2, it should technically operate at double sector radius. If these old
Apparently,
ones
no.
are
Apparently
worth
that's
a damn thing.
they're not. Apparently the note is wrong. Okay, it doesn't use
Yeah.
sector radius anymore. It just uses that 2,000 meters. So by putting it to 1, I actually made it be whatever it is in the config times 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's easier for us to actually set this. Like, so if we set it to 1, it'll be 1,000. If we set it to 2, it'll be 2,000. If the combo reduces it, from 2 to 1, then it'll half. Then it will be 1,000, or 500.
Right.
So, for example, if it's 1 kilometer, the combo rapid fire will be 500 meters. Yeah.
Yep. If we leave it as it is, I'd say for the cannon combination, change the nerf value from the 1.5 it's at to just a flat 1. That would have the range over a pure cannon.
So basically, if you have the base at 2, right?
Right.
Yeah, but then you put the combo to 1.0.
Correct.
So that's the base, and that's the new
That
combo.
would be the new number.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm
Damage
just going to
value,
make that
I
a bit more
don't see any
obvious.
change.
Base 2 kilometers, and then I'll just say 1.0 here.
Yeah. I'd put it right next to the range field you got, so it's a little more obvious what it is.
1.0. Well, actually, let's just do it properly. 1 km. Yeah. Do you know what?
How about on the right side, directly across from the
I
range
couldn't put it
value?
here. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, put it there. Range minus 1 km.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
way it's more obvious what it is.
Yeah, that works. All right. So then, let's just, before we go into these, let's just deal with these first. The base beam.
Basic beam.
The
Just
base.
check down to there.
I'm going to save this one as new table. Because the thing is, I don't want to change what they are. I just want to change the base values so it's the same, just closer range engagements. Yeah. Just bring it in. Just bring it in, guys.
In the original configs for pure damage beam, nothing else, it is the same range as cannons at 4.5.
So we should change that also to 2 km.
Yeah. Or if we want, say, laser weapons
to be longer, say 4 km
engagement,
yeah,
we can make it 4 or 3.
So what's the argument there then? Do you see what I mean? Like, obviously we've got a range plus here, so here too. So this will obviously go up, because actually, do you know what? Before we get, we should probably just finish. We've had a look at it, because I'm just thinking, if that's range plus, let's say that is 4 km. Doesn't have to be, it could be 3. And then range minus 1 km. I'm just filling it in like as you would expect it to be, you know, considering what we've been saying.
Yeah.
So you end up with, this is how it looks. If you're just going to double it, that is, doubling and halving, you know.
Just realized in beam and beam missile, instead of damage you wrote beam.
Beam equals. People were probably watching this and going, "What are you doing?" Rah! People are probably like, "Oh yeah, that's not good." Who cares? I think people will understand, but we'll do our best, eh? Why is it?
Tom's been watching too much of Mr. Bean.
Mate, this is cutting edge software, all right? This is cutting edge software, mate. There you go. Look at that. It's beautiful. Fuck it. There you go, Sandbag. Do you like that? Perfect, mate. Right.
Perfect.
Okay. There we go. Right, so what do we reckon for beam base? Should we say 3? Because I think that going up to 6 with a double is too much, see? In fact, that's too much. Do you know what I mean? This is the problem. Double is too much. Don't you think? Because you get back to the same problem.
On beam, you should do, I don't know, 2.3. And that way it doubles up to 4.6.
But again, people complain about 4.6. It's too far. The problem is not you. The problem is the AI. They will go to the maximum of their range and sit there and circle you. This is why I thought 500 meters is better for rapid fire. But that would be a base of 1 or 25%, which is going to have to affect the damage calculation. Do you see what I mean? Because we're going to have to make sure that the damage values are good. If you change the damage or the rate of fire, do you know what I'm saying?
Damage value is based off of the base damage, the additive damage, the cooldown, which is the reload time.
Which is much more complicated than simply looking at the ranges and saying, do we think these are too far or too close?
Yeah.
I think you wouldn't want it to come. You wouldn't want anything less than 500 meters, because then things are going to just ram each other. So 1 kilometer seems pretty sensible, but it does mean that you're not going to get them coming inside the 1,000 meters. They will just circle you at 1,000 meters if they get the chance, which is fine if you have a weapon that can shoot further than that. You see, so then weapon ranges actually counter each other, rather than it just being everyone has the longest range and every other weapon is redundant, which I don't know if you've noticed, but everyone seems to be using lock-on missiles because they have the longest range and they don't miss. Because basically everything else is junk because you never get close enough. See?
That's why the pirates have them.
Yeah, I know. But that's why everyone will just basically fit lock-on missiles, ignore everything else, because you're never going to hit anything because everything's max range, right? So,
which is kind of funny given that the one that keeps running away out of all the testing I've done has been the one with the charge cannon. Which has the shortest range out of all the pirates.
Probably because he just can't get a firing solution for some reason.
Yeah,
that
probably.
seems to be the problem with the AI. They just can't get a firing solution, so they don't fire. A lot of turrets track and they don't fire.
Yeah, I need to update that one to a cannon beam instead of a cannon missile.
Okay, so how about this? You don't get double range, half range. Because it makes the if you were to imagine a circle... Do you know what? I've got paint. Do you know what? I've got paint, so do you know what I can do here, boys? Look at this. Cutting edge technology, right? Look at that. Can you do that with Photoshop? I don't think so. I'd have to open up menus and stuff. Anyway, gimmicks aside, if I was to say draw something like your ship. That's your ship, right? And then we're going to say take the cannon.
You're taking the mick out of how I build my ship.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go, that there is 500 meters. That there is 1,000 meters. I know it's not, but let's say it is. Okay? If your guns... Wait a minute, let's just go further. Let's go deeper. That's 2,000 meters now. And yes, I know this is
short, medium, and long range.
Right. So if you are in the middle and you have a range of 1,000 meters, but the drones have a range of 2,000 meters, they can hit you and you can't hit them. You can never hit them. And they're never going to come close to you, right? Now, if you have a range of, 2,000 meters, and they have a range of 500 meters, they're always in range. And now you can actually fight them. And they'll always be near you enough for you to pick them off, if you want to, right? The problem right now is all the drones are out here. And you are inside this area here. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And so what I'm trying to say is, right now, if this is 2,000, where's my paintbrush? Pencil? Do I have a paintbrush? There's a paintbrush. So if this is 2k off, oh God. If that's 2 kilometers, and that's 500 meters, and that's 1,000. So 500, 1,000, 2k. That's quite a lot of space. So what I'm proposing is, instead of it being a doubling, yeah, we use a doubling and a halving. Instead of a doubling and a halving, we use a smaller multiplier. Because if you look, they're not doubling or halving either.
Well, it's about 50%. So instead of doubling 2,000 to 4,000, you go to 3,000 instead.
Problem is, whatever we do to get the pirates to fight in range, we're also reducing the range that the players have to fight with. So, unless the pirates use purposely smaller or shorter range weapon combos,
and that's why I was.
It'd be a perpetual issue.
And that's why I was asking for brawlers, because
It's already taken
that would mean
care
I would
of
have
by
to redo all of them.
by the AI engagement being 0.5 right now.
yeah,
But because of the weapon range, it's practically impossible to aim at such a distance.
because everyone's using. Because currently the meta is to let AI do everything, and just sit in the map and watch. I guess
Well, to be fair, not all space fights can be like Star Wars.
that's true. So this is what I'm proposing. We go from one set of ranges. Well, actually, it's more like, to be honest, to be honest, at the moment, that's not correct. To be honest, at the moment, it's 3,000, 6,000. This is the default vanilla. That's what it was. And that's what I'm proposing. 500, 1,000, 1,500. Or 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. That still seems too long, but...
How about we split the difference, go 500, 1,000, 2,000?
What, 500, 1,000, 2,000?
Yeah. Just
So
use
half,
that.
but that's still half and double. Although it is much better than 4 kilometers.
Yeah.
Because what it does-
engagement ranges go from 8,000 meters down to maybe 1,500.
Yeah. Hang on a sec. Let me just see.
Because you're at this point you're dividing the current ranges by 6.
Yeah. It's a bit crazy. So if I just do that. And where are we? If I just do that. And then, so let's just see if we can get this. Okay, so what we're going to have is we're going to have, before it was like, oh god, before it was like, oh god, I want to move it to basically, holy shit, do you know what, that's, I can't even move it because it's so small.
And now that you've zoomed in, oh no, you didn't lose the selection box.
It's cutting edge technology. Now this is obviously for illustration.
For those that require a visual aid.
Yeah, so I mean, if I was just to do a quick label like that and like this, and then just say 3 kilometers. And then this one, 2 kilometers. And so what we're doing is we're basically forcing a tighter grouping. Yeah?
Yeah.
Which guarantees you can actually see what you're fighting. Which I think is very valuable in such a visual game.
At least a few pixels of it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it depends on your client specs, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if you've got a weak computer, this is much friendlier. But it is 2021. So 500, 1,000, 2,000, yeah? That seems fair, because then it actually means there is a difference, because this is almost like now there's no difference between weapons.
It keeps the scaling of the old system. It just cuts everything by a factor of 6.
Because people wanted quicker engagements, and I tell you what, mate, if you don't like chasing things around for half an hour, this is going to help, because they're only going to fly to their range and then they're going to turn around and start shooting you again.
Yeah.
That's just how the AI works. And if I'm wrong, we can revisit it, because that's how we do things.
With the way the AI engagement range is set up, even though the pirates have long-range missiles, they're going to be fighting at mid-range level engagements.
Lies.
Ow.
Lies and slander.
Whack.
Quack. So yeah, what we're doing, Dom, welcome, is we are checking out the weapon ranges. It turns out that the default ranges, which were being, see, that's how they were being handled with the old system. Just, general combat. This isn't like all the weapons, yeah, but just average combat distance was 3, 6, and 12,000 meters, depending on the combo of the thing you're fighting. And what I'm proposing is to overhaul all of the ranges so that we are forcing closer engagements. In other words, this, long, medium, short, against this, where short range was 3 kilometers.
Alright.
When we actually looked at all the numbers, it turns out the AI was always going to be a minimum of 3k away. You know, the fact that we were seeing pirates at 1.5k was just like rare or not supposed to happen. So, you know, as a result, 500, 1000, 2000. So that means we have got a decision for the cannons. So that would make cannon have a default range of 1.
Instead of writing kilometers, let's just leave it at simple integers.
Yeah,
One.
1.0.
Yeah,
And
because
then
we're
range-
operating off of
Yeah, we are,
factor
yeah.
values, not
0.5.
Yeah.
And then this one is going to be 2.0. And then this one is going to be 0.5.
Going by the configs, if we keep what exists, the cannon missile combo should actually be 0.25.
Really? Why? Oh no, it does that on its
Because
own.
it has the shortest range.
Hang on a minute. What am I doing? 500, 1000, 2000. That's what you wanted, right? That's what I've
Yeah.
done. If I see a minus, it's half of 1. If I see a plus, wait. Yeah, it's double 1. So we're still doing half and double, but we're starting at 1. Rather than 2, so it doesn't get out of control.
Fair. Alright.
Now, do we want beam to have the same base range as cannon? And if not, how different should it be? Same question is coming up for missile.
Missiles should have longer range overall, but not by much.
So what do we reckon? 1.5?
Yeah, a base of 1.5 ought to be good.
Okay, and then obvious next question. Should beam be in between, less or more? You know what I mean?
Honestly, I say make it the same as cannon,
1.0.
because that's the dynamic between the kinetic and the energy
Okay,
effects those weapons have.
alright, that makes perfect sense to me. So then we've got 0.5 for the constant beam, correct?
Yeah.
And then we got 2.0 for the long range pulse. And then we've got 0.5 for the charge beam, yeah?
Right.
Okay, so then here for heat-seeking swarm, 1.5 makes 3.0. That's now the longest range weapon in the game.
Yeah. No, new heat-seeking should be a minus. It should have half the effective range because you're firing smaller missiles.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's how it should be. Long-range missiles, that I can see.
So that would make this 0.75.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm just going to put
Don't
minus.
necessarily need to set it to, there is not just buff and nerf and
Well,
skip.
hang
There
on.
is skip.
There is skip.
You can set it to.
Skip.
No, there is
Skip
not
is,
just.
But
Skip
look, we're
inherits-
we're also doing something else here as well, aren't we?
yes.
We're eliminating the heat seeker.
If we do this, I can make some of the pirates the way I wanted to.
Lock on
But yeah,
swarm.
what I was saying is
Damage
there is
plus.
buff, there is skip, there is nerf, but there is also set.
Set.
Yes.
So you can just
if-
set it to a hard value.
Yes.
Ah.
Instead of buffing, you can set it so we can have all the flexibility we need.
Okay, well
or we want.
we can retrace that. Just keep that in mind then. But for now, let's just get this finished. So, what do we got? Range plus on 1.5. I don't think it should be.
3.0, but I think we should just cap it out the same as the rest at 2.0.
So 2.0, yeah. So cap it.
Yeah.
Oh crap! I changed the size. What was it? 22, 24. Yeah, I'll do.
This way, all long-range engagements, no matter what weapon type, will be the same.
Right. And then we already have the bombs set to 8. No, that's not range. That's not even inertia either. We don't have to do anything to the bomb. We've dealt with the bomb. So say, yeah, we've dealt with the bomb.
Yeah. Bomb works a certain way. We don't have to mess with that value.
Basically, it is just a bomb. There you
Yeah.
go. We fixed that. All right.
We're just going to be erasing about 3/4 of those pluses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what was it? Hang on, let me just fix that.
No, it's still at least 3+, because it's bypass field,
Oh, yeah, true.
and it's
Which
still
is fine.
buffed by 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not listing damage numbers, just ranges, and it doesn't have ranges. So that's fine. We already fixed it. Okay. Alright, so we'll save that. And that's a blueprint, boys. So what we'll do is we'll set this up on the dev server. We'll encourage players to join and check it out. And in about a week's time, we'll get some feedback. And we'll see what people think. I've got a feeling that they're going to enjoy it because it's going to make their drones more effective and it's going to make their turrets more effective. As long as you pick a combo which isn't 0.5, you know what I mean? You're always going to be able to hit targets.
Unless they whine, because now it's too short.
Yeah, I think part of the reason that the long time reload weapons
I'm
don't
pretty
ever
sure
fire
they're gonna-
is because they need a long time looking at it. As soon as they break lock, they
Yeah.
stop charging. So they
pretty
never...
sure they're gonna whine because now their anti-missile turrets have 0.5 to shoot the missile down.
What, the amount of time it takes to shoot
Well,
them down?
the distance.
Yeah, but
They're
hang on.
gonna have to
Yeah,
shoot it
but hang
down.
on. You were saying there is a projectile speed element to this.
Yes, there is.
So we can
Yes.
tweak it
Also,
so
you can change
we can tweak
the
that.
health of missile if we need to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can tweak the values so that they work, because I'm sure that it's all just part and parcel of the same thing. So we'll deal with range, and then we'll deal with other attributes. And like I said, once we get it working nice on dev, we can think about rolling it out. Because to be honest, right
I
now
think for a stage
PvP
one, focusing
and
on just
PvE
range is good.
it's just a bit hacky, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the
think
thing
if we
is, look,
just
I'm not
focus
saying
on
it's
one
broken.
range,
It works. You know, existing combat works. It's just not as fun as it could be because everything is just so far away. You never see anything.
It basically makes the manual combat irrelevant.
Well,
because
the thing is, we're a recording.
The AI
Right.
has so much more precision than an
Yeah.
actual player.
Well, the thing is, we're a recording server, and if you can't see the combat, that's a non-starter for us.
Yeah.
Because you need to see it to record it. All right. If you can't see it, there's nothing to show. Nothing to see here is basically. It's not because it's not exciting. It's not because it's broken. It's because there's nothing to see. Literally, it's just a little. You're a blue square that says core overheat. When the fight's over, yeah, which is not really as engaging as people would like. And the capacity is here for us to simply take the reins a little bit because it is our server. I'm not telling anybody else to do what we're doing. This is just what we're doing. You know?
Act the dirt.
Right, that's it. You're gonna have to punish me for this one. Fair use, mate. Fair use. No. And then let's spawn in those pirates. Get some space apes in here. Okay. What are they doing? Wow, what just happened? Okay. They're trying to run away to range, look. Oh wow, my other defense drones have decided to get involved.
Yeah.
Okay. They're
Don't
taking them
worry,
out.
we're on our way.
They've just come in from nowhere like, hey, hey. Okay, right. So most of them are actually engaging right there, look.
Yeah.
They're not... Oh my god, there's blocks everywhere. Right, I need to sort of zoom into my ship and have a little fly around here. So what are they doing? Look at that! They're engaging within 1,000 meters, look.
Nice.
They're actually trying to dogfight, guys.
That's what we want.
Yeah. One of them's down. Oh my god, they're all look, overheating, and they're off after the... Who are they after? One of them's trying to run away, maybe? Dirty Barry's after something. What are they chasing? They're chasing something. Where are they going? Oh wait, there we go. There's one left. He just ran away. And it looks like they're in pursuit. Oh, here he comes. He's coming in and he's getting shot at. Engagement range is about 1,000 meters. Whoa, there's just bits coming off him. Oh boy. Whoa, big explosions. Bits of ape. Oh dear, there's not much left of this ape ship. Right, well, apes are a bit of an easy thing to do, really. So I'm gonna... get round here. Have they done it? No, he's still there. Oh, we got a shot. We got another shot. Oh, there's more of them behind me by the looks of it. Oh wow, they're actually taking damage as well. And he's dead. And they're going after the last one. A little bit of lag when they switch targets, which is a bit weird, but you know. So what are they doing? Where are you going, boys? Have you finished? Yep, they finished. No? There's one left.
Is there?
Hmm.
Oh, that one.
But the drones aren't attacking it. So I'm going to give them the order to
Maybe...
come back in formation.
Well, to be honest with you, the other ones are. The orange ones are still firing at it. Maybe
Yeah.
it's out of, range,
Oh,
out of their
it's dead.
range.
It's dead now.
There you go.
So now they
Oh, so
should
that was
get in formation again.
Successful.
Yeah, that was very successful. So now, the next thing, of course, is to spawn more of them. Or in fact, no. First, I think we should probably spawn... oh, what's the name of it? The Isynth? No, not the Isynth. Well, what's the name of Zero's new pirates?
I don't know because I haven't actually seen them on the server yet.
Yeah, I know.
They tend to be avoiding me.
You're not cursed.
No. Which is good considering all I do is mine. I'd have thought they'd have been on my back from the start.
Well, you probably just didn't, like, try to kill him. I find if you try to kill him, they come after you. They remember. Yeah, I think the pirates are kept separate, so you can't just download them. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll tell you what. Let's use an Isynth C.
A CC.
A CC. Cannon. Let's bring 5 in. No, 65. Let's bring 6 in again. See how they fare against something with shields and armor. Yeah, you guys should probably start attacking. How about sentry mode? There you go. Whoa! Whoa! Sentry mode works. Their shields are down. Wow, okay, that worked. Basically, one of my ships has got an EM lock-on swarm, and the other ship has suppressing cannon fire.
Yeah.
And the two work together, so you know their shields go down and then they get peppered. So who's that? One of them's down. Look at that.
Oh, that one took a nice hit.
Yeah.
Just at the bottom of your screen then. I think he just took another good one as well. That one. He's taking some hits.
Whoa, yeah, yes. You can hear the explosions.
Oh, oof, and again.
Yeah. So let's just zoom out a bit and see what the engagement range looks like. 2 and 3, yeah. Look at that. It's all clustered together like a proper little fight.
Nice.
Oh look, this guy's decided to come and kill me. Oh, and my buddies are coming to kill him. This is so much more, because the thing is, we are a recording server, and there is an element of we need to be able to see what's going on here. And this, you can see the fight, you can see the pieces of them flying off. You can kind of see the design. And so when people have their drones fighting, wow, look at that. Yeah, you've got no shields now. That huh. Lock on anti-shield swarms. However, they're not making such easy work of them. And look at their reactor usage. I think these are actually a bad test. I don't think these ships are fitted very well, these isn't. Look at them. Unless they've taken damage and their reactors are now broken, I don't know.
Yeah.
There you go, there we go, he's down. They're remaining reasonably clustered here. Hello. He's got no shields, look. See everything. They start charging their shields up and then they get hit with another EM swarm and they lose the shields completely. I'm going to get them in line after this and see if they've got any damage, because they have all taken some hits. They've only managed to take down one isn't. The only problem I've got with the drones is they're not very focused. You know, you can't say,
Yeah,
oi, you lot, attack this guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, these isnts are outnumbered and they are outclassed, or they should be, by stats. But that doesn't mean anything, really. Let's get a bit closer, because they're not moving. I get the feeling like these isnts might have been, like, damaged, like they can't move anymore or something. Because they're just not really moving. Oh, wait. He's off. As soon as I got close. Oh, overheat. He just got slapped.
Mm.
Holy crap. And this is nice. You know, I'm still getting used to the whole holding the camera steady, and so it's not quite so shaky, okay? Takes practice. But,
Been a few years.
yeah, it's been a while, but this looks nice. Wow. You got the... Not the... Yeah, he's out. Oh, and that one's getting absolutely pummeled now.
He can't even move, can he?
No, he's just getting punched with an impact. Impact damage, impact damage, impact damage, impact... Look, there's no, the back end's gone. Holy crap! Yeah, I'm stuck. This is what I like. I like watching them limp like a wounded deer. These poor little robots. Oh, look! Look, guys, what's all this? Look at that. Blocks. People were like, they don't drop block. Well, they do now.
I call hacks.
It's the mod, isn't it? Real
It's
debris.
hacks. Block hacks.
It is hacks. But mods are hacks. Look at this. It's like one of those cinematic bits. The battle was long and hard fought, but the pirates were vanquished by the duck fleet.
Is that what they are? Ducks?
Yes, not really, but yeah. I made them really crappily because I wanted to test a couple of things. Basically, they have that stupid advanced standard basic hull wrapping.
Ah, okay, I got you.
Yeah, they're like little chocolate sweeties, you know, chocolate covered candy armor design.
Got you.
Oh, there's one left and he is getting ganged. He's held out pretty well. Ooh, he's got 10% reactor left. What do we think's going to happen? Oh! He's just... I can make it, he says. I can make it.
I can't.
Oh! Oh! Oh my god! He's surviving. But he needs to stay at about 750. Because he's a CC. Look. Oh. 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 So anyway, I made these ships in about an hour for this test because I wanted to see how they do. But yeah, next, I don't think they've taken any damage. So maybe I'll put them against each other.
Yeah. Yeah, spawn, same mountain with each.
Alright, where's that last pirate? There he is. You lot, get in formation. And destroy, get rid of the last pirate. There we go. Alright. So, let's just align properly. Let's have a little inspection. No. Yeah, I need to find Zero's pirates so I can actually test it properly, because...
Yeah.
Ah, wait, hang on a minute. Pirate Grenadier. Pirate Grenadier, let's try 10 Pirate Grenadiers. These guys are actually set up to work.
Alright.
Yeah. So this could actually, this could be interesting. My guys might get rinsed. Let's go. Oh my! I need to actually tell them to, oh god, they're just getting pummeled.
And you're not ordered
Sentry!
them, you haven't ordered them.
No, I didn't give them the order yet. Hey man, it's fair enough. Right, so let's see what these guys actually do. Some of them are leaving. No, well, that
They're
one.
probably going. They're probably going to their minimum range.
Ah
aren't
no,
they?
they're going off to attack other drones that are far away. These ones are staying at about... Oh wow, really? They're only, 1,000 meters. Wow, look at them go. Wow. A proper little fleet engagement. Look at that. I mean, they're only small, so there is a, you know, if you have bigger ships, we need to see how they perform too.
Yeah.
But they should take into account their own box dimensions, see? The game isn't that stupid. So yeah, basically, if you've just joined and you're wondering what the hell's going on, we're testing out a distance refactoring to encourage the AI. The players can do whatever they want. The players actually have a 25% edge on range now, because the AI will always try to get to 75% of their max range before trying to shoot the player. So, by capping ranges between 1,000 and 2,000, a player doesn't have to chase for 10 minutes to land a hit. Because before, the AI was trying to run to 12 kilometers. So we've made efforts to promote dogfighting over... Basically, it's just a short-range combat focus rather than a long-range combat focus. All the weapons are exactly the same relative distance apart, so they still have the same positions tactically and strategically. The difference is the area of influence. In fact, you know what, just in case you were late, I'm just going to quickly show you guys the chart. So maximum range of engagement is now 2,250 meters, but the AI will try to fire from 1,600 meters ish with the longest combo, which means that you can actually take them out by chasing them a few hundred meters maybe with a ship that has a higher thrust or a higher top speed, like an interceptor or whatever, and then you can use your cannon, beam. You could even use missile cannon. Missile cannon is now a 8 missile lock-on swarm, because everyone's using missiles, and we may as well just make them all lock-on. The heat seekers we used to ban in the past, and we're not about banning, so we'd rather just make it work for us, and it was one of the options, so that's what we've done. The salvager did get a little buff, but that's mostly because it would have been 250 meters. Anyway, so this is working quite nicely. Who's winning? Have we lost anyone yet? Nope. It might be a stalemate, because it might be that my weapons can't damage their armor and their weapons can't damage mine, you know?
Hack. Cool hacks.
Hacks. Well, actually, there is a mob grenadier just sitting there. Oh, is he orbiting me?
Yes. Is he? No.
No, he's off. No, he's off. No. Whoa! Steady on, mate. Steady on. He's trying to pick on. Yeah, right.
Set yourself to invisible as well, Tom.
How'd you do that?
Pretty much the same command as God mode, just put invisible.
There we go. Go find a real target. I'm not here.
There you go. So they won't even bother with you now. They'll be like, who? To me know who?
To me know who?
I don't know what you're going on about, mate.
So that guy is clearly orbiting at range, and he's at 13, 14, so yeah, it's working. It's working. See, the proportions have been retained. Oh, Snownack, no, this is actually on the test server. If you want to get the IP, just send me a DM, because it changes, so I don't print it anywhere. Because our test server isn't really listed. You can join it though. All you have to do is put in the IP :4242 and save it, and it will show up as the best universe test. And you're welcome to test it, but obviously it does go up and down a lot. That's another reason why.
It's called the Yo-Yo server.
The yo-yo server.
Oh, it's up and down, up and down.
I'd like to know what this looks like when you have a battleship with turrets in the middle. Slate has a great one. He's got his Imperial Star Destroyer. Oh my god, they're still attacking me even though I've actually, I'm invisible now. Look, he can see me anyway. Look, he doesn't give a shit. Look, he can see me even though I'm invisible.
No, he can't.
Yeah, he can. Look, he's locked onto me and he's still shooting at me. Look. Look, he's turned around and he's looking at me again. Wait, why is he going to... Look, he's firing. Dude, he's firing for 700, mate. That's so perfect, mate.
He might have been locked onto you before.
Yeah, he was. Do you know what? For the sake of... Whoa, he just keeps shooting at me. Where'd he go? Screw it, I'm going over this way. I gotta stay with him. They just keep shooting me, man. I think this might be a stalemate. Look, I don't think that my guns are powerful enough to break the pirates' shields right now. The pirates have got 22k shields. Mind you, my dudes are outnumbered because most of their numbers are made up from sentries that are just in my system.
Yeah.
So I know what to do. Double the fleet. Quick, before they get killed. Oh wow, I can add these missile drones to my fleet as well, and then I'll be able to actually command them. That'll be good, won't it? Right then, boys, big fleet time. Formation, please. Formation. Okay, I got all my ducks in a row. Now, formation sentry. That doesn't work. They're not shooting anyone. Alright, how about defend sector 770, what is it? 779, go. Off you go, boys, you got new orders.
We're off. Bye.
Right, let's get in my camera. Well, they're fighting. See, they've only got little guns. I restricted these ships to 1,000 power. I'm not really sure what... wait, look, Ugly Duckling has 49k power. How much does the pirate have? 8k. Ah, 0. He's got like 4 times less power than me or something. 5 times less power than me, maybe more. And they're running rings around my demo ships. However, my demo ships just can't be beat. I don't know what's going on. It's a stalemate, I think. But they're trading hits. Do you know what I mean? It's working, and the engagement is nice and small. Look, there's no stragglers. They're not breaking off and disappearing off to a different sector. You know, they're all just doing what would you call it? Space melee, lol.
Yeah.
Because we want CQC in space.
I'm wondering if your drones haven't inherited God mode.
Well, what, from just being in the fleet with me?
Yeah. But I don't know.
No, I don't think so, mate. I think it's just that they have ridiculous layers of armor all over them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually bring in some more mobs, but different ones. Let's see. If I go to pirate, because right now they're all, what is it? Is it the conscript? Yeah. Right. You, mass spawn, add, pirates. Oops. Pirate conscript. Bring in 5 and -1. Okay. Should get some more pirates in. Why have my controls gone all funny? What the hell's going on? Right. Get out, get in. Yeah, look at that. My mouse is all weird. Why is it over there? What's going on? Something weird's gone on with my ships. If I go up, it's all inverted for some reason. Am I in that? Ah. There we go, I fixed it. Well, fighters are definitely going to actually fight. It looks a bit like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
Yeah.
Now I need a battleship like lined with PDCs. So, oh, it looks like the pirates are getting a bit worn down, but then so are mine. Mine as well. Some of the grenadiers. It's difficult because I don't think that the shields care. Certainly we haven't lost any yet. Got an idea to speed things up a bit. I have drones that I know are effective, but that they're smaller, which is funny. Again, it's almost like making them bigger didn't do much. But then again, I haven't got much experience with the combat lately. I haven't done much of it. So if I just spawn a bunch of these. 3, 4, let's say 8. And then add. Okay. Border, defend sector. 79. I think they're already off to kill things. There we go. In they go. Oh, look at his shields going down. Whoa! He's getting it. He's getting the damage right there. They are suppressing him, and they took his shields down. But can they actually kill him? That's the question. They are definitely focusing on him. Oof. They got his shields down, but can they do much to it? I don't see any block damage, and he's just flying. 29%. Whoa! Oh boy! It's hard to keep up with him. Where'd he go? There he is. God, Zero's pirates are pretty hard, mate. I'll be honest, I just run away. If I see pirates, I just jump. I'm just like, this is too easy. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're actually taking any damage. Like, I'm taking their shields down, but then they're not actually taking any... Oh, wait. It just dropped a block. It's dropping. Oh my god, it's actually starting to die. No way. Reactor HP 98%. It's okay. Whoops. What did I just do? Oh, I went into build mode. Right. I appreciate it's not much to look at right now, but we'll probably have much prettier things in the future. Just want to see what the feasibility of this is, and it's looking good. Oh no, my new test fleet is taking damage. Oh no. Well, they've been in combat for ages, so yeah. I feel like I should call in another fleet to help them out. Wow, it's taking so long to whittle these guys down. Zero's pirates are no joke. Let's just do something quick here. I want to be able to zoom. So I'll just put a Canon computer on. Where's the ship at? Where's the ship? Hello? Oh, I'm bloody invisible, aren't I? Alright. Still can't find it though. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah. It's even better now. Right. Ooh, there's a bunch of blocks over here. Is this guy taking damage? Look at that cloud of loot. Oh, those are orange blocks. Oh dear. It looks like the duck took some damage, one of them at least.